There we go. Good evening, everybody. This is the August 8th meeting of the Nottingham Conservation Commission. My name is Sam DeMeritt. I chair the commission. To my left is Secretary Susan Mooney. To my right is regular members Cheryl Smith and Raylene Chippy Rice, and alternate Liz Katowski, who will be sitting in, I guess, for Deb Gimbel, if she wants to. Because Deb was not going to be
I'd
here.
love to represent that.
We do have a quorum. I guess we have Dr. Dale Rice sitting back there, and John?
Jim?
Jim.
Salgy.
Salgy. All right, I'll get these after a while. Welcome, everybody.
Thank you.
I think we've done the introductions. One announcement, I signed the paperwork for the vernal easement on Pawtucket and Deerfield Road. What day did I do that? Friday. And,
Great.
most of the, not Vern, Sweetser.
Oh, Sweetser.
Sweetser.
I was kind of wondering, I thought it was already
Sweetser was
signed.
already,
Yeah.
Vernal's already
Again.
done.
Okay. The Sweetser property on Ledge Farm Road.
Excuse me. Sorry I'm late.
Hi, Bob.
Just arriving as Paul Milley, eldest of.
Late.
Did you get notification whether you had been appointed a regular
Yes.
member yet? Okay.
Yes, I got
Are you sworn in?
sworn in, yeah.
And just
I
one.
have to
Okay.
re-swear me in,
Okay.
so I got a copy.
Anyway, this is the documents. The only thing I don't have at this point, and they were going to do it today, was the record the easement deed down at Rockingham County deed, whatever that thing is
So
called.
what was the document that you signed, Sam?
All of this.
Okay, so that is the
easement deed
easement deed,
Yeah.
CED?
for the town of Nottingham.
Okay. And we have executory interest in that?
Yes, we have the executory interest in that, which means we have to keep Southeast Land Trust feet to the fire on doing their
Nose to the
monitoring.
grindstone.
Yep. And I'm pretty sure they will. They're a fairly decent sized organization.
So will we do the
We would-
annual inspection of the property?
No, all we have to do is make sure that
That they do
Southeast Land Trust is done.
Yeah.
If they haven't, then we,
And they should send us a summary of their inspection to put on file.
so this will be filed in the Sweetser easement stuff we have in the files out back.
This is which property?
Sweetser property?
It's,
Sweet's a property,
yeah.
okay, all right, just checking.
I have a quick question about how we do things here. And that is, with documents like this that have been signed, do we scan them and have an electronic copy as well? Because it seems like that might be useful.
I don't know if we have if they can store that electronically here. It is down at the Registry of Deeds, so.
Yeah, okay. There you go.
If we need it, we can get it from there. Anyway, I spent a little over an hour in the city of my birth, or the town of my birth, signing these things. I get through there once in a while. Beautiful downtown Exeter. Okay. Do we want to talk about the vernal easement thing at all at this point? Or-
In the agenda.
You might just say that invitations have gone out
Okay.
to people who've contributed.
Okay. In case you didn't hear, Susan, the invitations have gone out to people who contributed to the vernal easement on Deerfield Road. And also, I believe I've asked them to, and I think they did, send an invitation to the Board of Selectmen.
That's
Because they
nice.
admitted that during the first round. And of course, we have our invitation here. I believe that's
So the new date is August 28th, right?
right.
Yes,
Oh, that's good.
that's Sunday.
Okay, Nottingham Day. I got the invitation for Nottingham Day, and I meant to do it last month, but I slipped up on that. But we still have time to put in our application for a booth. It's September 17th.
It is, okay.
I will be able to help out more this year because
Good.
the other activity that I was helping out last year is going to be on Sunday, the 18th.
Sam, I will not be able to participate, I'll be away.
Okay,
I will be away as well.
okay.
I should be here.
I'll be here. I suspect Deb will be around because she's be teaching school.
I'll be on vacation.
Okay, do we want to have an idea what we want for, at the booth, or do we?
It seems to me that we had talked earlier this year about a new theme or an additional theme, but for the life of me, I can't remember what it was. Anybody recall? I remember saying, oh, that would be a great idea for Nottingham Day.
I remember,
Me saying that.
yes.
I have a
do.
slight recollection of that, yep.
And I probably.
But I don't know what the topic was.
No, nor do I, and I
Would it
probably
Would it be in the,
didn't.
would it be in the minutes?
Should be in the minutes, but
Should be. Or maybe.
I'm drawing a blank just because of the last few weeks have been overloaded.
We can pull it, we have another meeting before the.
Yeah, and it was chit chat. I don't think it was,
nothing-
Anything I
nothing
would've-
in stone.
unless it was something like Liz said, or somebody said at the end of the meeting, or Kristen said, or Paul
I think
said.
it was in the meeting.
It was in the meeting, but it was toward the end when we were talking about this and that. You know, by something you brought up, Raylene, or,
Go back and look.
are you scrolling through minutes, Shara?
No.
Oh,
Well, something that could be focused on would be just volunteer opportunities.
yeah,
You know, really
Okay.
trying to tell people kind of what our projects are and where people could fit in to those if they had an interest. May have been
could we also grab in some similar activities that PLIA does? Because those
They're
certainly.
gonna have their own booth,
Okay, never mind.
so,
Okay.
probably we'll let them do that.
Okay,
We'll probably, I'll have some stuff from BEPA at that thing too, so.
okay.
Do we, I'm trying to remember what we have up for activities. Like, do we have a
We didn't invade.
banner sign that says, kind of, I was thinking about the volunteer opportunities, that
That's a
we
new.
do kind of as a consistent,
This is the first time we've done anything like that, but it's posted on our webpage.
right, but I was thinking if at the thing we had a easel with just a sign on it
Mhm.
that said NCC activities.
With bullets on it.
Please
Water
join us.
testing, roadside cleanup,
Well water,
well water. right,
quality.
Right, but
And walks and talks at the library, you know,
yeah, yes.
Okay.
you know,
yeah.
things like that.
Libraries,
People have expertise and want to share.
tours of, property tours, open, public
Mhm, mhm.
tours, property tours, just so that people can see, and then somewhere on that or something, you know, these
If
are
people wanted to
volunteer
leave contact information,
Right, walking, easement
or monitoring.
monitoring.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
And it would be-
Anyway, because I just think, you know, people may not have any idea what the Conservation Commission.
And not everybody cruises through web pages
Right.
for entertainment.
A lot of people don't, yeah, it's
Don't even know, they not even know what
just
exists.
overwhelmed because there's so much stuff out there that they
Yeah.
just can't,
Mhm.
Yeah, day to day.
I can't keep up with it.
And having a large map with all of these conservation easements and protected
Yeah,
parcels.
yes,
Yeah.
we usually do those.
Really a good
Right.
visual
Yeah, we
like that.
take a couple of, I don't know, several different maps usually.
Yeah,
We
I'll
would
try
have
to
an
get,
updated one with the new easements.
try to get some trail maps of the property across the street.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
that's
that would be good.
Okay.
North River Preserve, right?
Preserve, yeah. That's what they're calling it.
And we'll put our thinking caps on too.
Okay. Like I say, we have another meeting before that, so, on the.
Yeah, on the 12th.
12th of September, just before it.
Yeah. And then the 13th is the state primary.
13th.
Yeah, this is state primary.
Pay attention to that.
How do we decide when to do quality well water testing?
I think when the state labs find a day or find a weekend that's comfortable for them.
They do it,
Yeah.
they set it.
Yeah, pretty
Oh.
much. And if it falls within dates that we can,
Would it be worthwhile having some testing kits there if people want to take them?
at the library,
No, at the Nottingham Day.
Nottingham Day.
oh, that might be an idea. But then they'll have to bring them
do them
themselves.
themselves.
But that's okay, but, you know, at least it's there, or, you know, with a sign, do it now, or stay in tune for state testing or something.
So it'll be another, I think we went through all the ones we had.
Yes, we did.
People may not even know, you know, even when it's offered, may not even know really what it is that you're talking about. you know,
Yeah.
We
we're
could show them the
talking about.
kit and
So you show them and talk about it and say
Mhm.
you can take it with you now and pay for it yourself, or wait until the state has. But at least now you'll know what that's all about.
Yeah,
in the
a little
announcement.
bit more outreach there. We have not gotten composite results from the state labs yet. And
Be nice to have
did you
that.
send them an
just gonna say, it'd
email
be
like
nice
2
to-
months ago? And then
Yeah,
I sent him an
did.
email a
I
month
did,
ago?
And then you
and
followed up again.
Utter silence, so.
I might,
Yeah,
yeah.
but I think they were moving into a new section of the,
They were in there at that
Uh,
point.
Yeah,
are,
they
you
did
know.
that
That's
prior
where
to
we
that.
went.
If we
brought the
asked them, if we could
samples.
have it for Nottingham Day for public awareness.
That's a great idea.
That
We
might
could
be
get
it.
that.
That's,
That would be a good reason to call them again and say,
well,
we
I
have this
I
event. and
I
we-
asked because I wanted it for the newsletter.
Right.
Oh, well. So I'll
Maybe a
Yeah,
phone
Lou.
call would be better than the email, since Lou didn't respond
yes,
to either of us.
get somebody there. Okay. And phone call.
And if,
Play
maybe
on their
they're
heartstrings.
maybe they're having trouble pulling in some old data from the last time, and if nothing else, maybe we could just get the composite from this most recent one. You know, if they're having trouble merging data from earlier.
Yeah,
so.
and that really was very modest. But I wonder if they would have private, individual results too from Nottingham.
Yeah, I mean, they all should be
On a database.
identified by zip code,
Yeah,
you know, and
okay, I'll take care of that. And maybe posters? Question mark?
Can we ask Kristen if she'll bring critters? Did she bring critters last time?
Yeah, but I think she's overwhelmed being mom.
Yeah.
Right, she
I-
probably is, but she
Yeah,
might.
I think we probably,
Yeah, she wouldn't want to turn over her critters to anybody. I wouldn't.
Yeah, she's got one of her own.
I wouldn't. She could bring her own critter.
Yeah, yeah, little Levi.
that would be.
Hi, Kristen.
Yeah.
okay. Pretty much cover that at this point?
I think so.
Okay. Next on my agenda was roadside cleanup number 3 for the year. I didn't know if anybody had any.
When was number 2?
Who was
I think
back
June
in-
29th or something?
Yeah.
What's that one?
Yeah, it was the 29th of June.
Was in the minutes.
So, what about September 28th?
Do we usually save one for later on?
Yeah, there's,
After leaf fall?
Yeah, usually, we normally do 4, or they ask us to do 4, so I usually do one in October as far as, I did April, June, looking
Well,
at
let's-
August, or,
Let's schedule it for after Nottingham Day. Maybe we'll have some volunteers.
That's a good idea.
Nottingham Day is
The
August.
17th, September
September.
17th.
Yeah, It ties into what the documentary that we were talking about, because we're trying to work with Eric to get a date, and he's talking the end of September, and so we're trying to juggle that. And
He likes
Kristen-
Wednesday, Thursdays too, because those are late nights, correct?
Right.
Okay.
But it's still to be resolved, and I will probably talk to him tomorrow, and Kristen's gonna look at the DVD, and we're gonna try to schedule it sometime around the end of September, and 28th was one of the days that
Okay,
the evenings, but I could talk about it later on other,
okay.
just to kind of fill you in on what.
Well, if we did roadside cleanup the week before, like the 19th or 20th,
Yeah.
During
I'm
that
gonna be
week?
able to do it.
No
'cause it
Mondays.
looks like I'm
or
juggling, yeah.
Mondays? Okay.
I almost think October is better, given what much we have.
I usually, like I said, we normally, we're supposed to do 4, and I usually like to do the 4th one in October, so.
Can
Yeah.
we do it in November, early November?
Well, or early
Well,
November.
but then we're doing easement monitoring,
Right.
and that ties us up
Yeah,
September seems good.
significantly.
And then the deer season opens up, regular deer season opens up the 9th of November. so-
Oh, you
Yeah,
don't
and
want
that's the other thing. Yeah.
So when are you available, Paul, for roadside cleanup? And not all of us have to
I
participate.
think what's gonna happen is I may have to beam out of here and back to the Guadalupe Mountains at the end of September, and I'm in the process of solidifying that and trying to avoid Eric's date for the messenger, which I'm setting a priority, so I'm saying probably the best is I can't
You
decide.
can't on the 28th?
I can on the 28th.
You can do that on the 28th,
I can't not.
or you cannot do
Yeah,
that
yeah.
on the video, on this,
Yeah.
on the show.
No, and I have to sort of make sure that that's gonna work with Kristen, because she sent
Okay.
me another email.
But that's going to be in the evening, too. We could pick roadside cleanup because that's a morning event.
Yeah, it might be possible,
And it shouldn't conflict with,
yeah.
my calendar's open at the end of September, Sam.
Yeah.
Keep in mind that the Deerfield Fair starts on the
That's
29th.
my 9th, yeah, I've got it right
29th
here.
and 30th, so those are busy days.
Those are-
Deerfield
yeah.
Fair,
Of course, there might be extra litter after the Deerfield Fair.
it better
Yeah.
not be.
It's so
Inevitable.
discouraging. I've picked up litter twice now from near Freeman Hall Road when Paul and I were on a walk over
Yeah.
there at, what
Lawrence,
is it, the
yeah.
Kimball property.
Yeah.
Come on, yeah,
And I picked up a whole bunch of litter.
There's a lot of
And then
stuff
I was,
around
when
that
we were sampling,
she
when
did
Raylene
some.
and I were sampling,
picked up
there we
more.
were. And I got a whole box full of litter again from the very same little area.
Yeah,
I wish there was some
Must be a
way to
parking
get the
spot.
word out to people to,
Adopt a highway.
Stevens
and
Hill
not
Road
have-
is
No,
the
just
same
down the
thing.
But, you know,
Yeah.
it always astonishes me
Stevens.
that people can carry around full cans of soda and beer and potato chips and everything else that are heavy and bulky. But
You
when they're
can't-
empty and
You
light,
can't take them out, yeah.
it just
You
Yeah.
just throw them out the window.
Awesome.
yeah.
Need an anti-littering campaign in Nottingham.
Wait, that actually wouldn't be a bad idea for the poster, that
right?
anti-littering. Because
Anti-littering.
there's a huge amount of littering that goes on in August. That's just,
Parents,
on
teach your
Stevens Hill
children.
Road, people are going up and kayaking, and they just, I don't even know who all the people are, but they're also doing work on the power line. There's a whole bunch of crews. And they come in there with Connecticut plates and plates from all over, and all of a sudden you got
Trash. everywhere.
trash, beer cans, all kinds of stuff. So I think it'd be good to put it on it's one of the priorities we have, and try to alert.
I wonder if we can have a jazzy poster. Wonder if
Yeah,
April
some
Ba-
kind of poster like,
April Bacon's a good artist. Maybe she could put
Oh,
something
that'd be nice
together.
to-
that would actually not be a bad idea, something extra, and it raises the bar, sort of, to say, hey.
I'll ask her. Something that we can just keep Nottingham clean or carry
Yeah,
in, carry out.
Anything that's just a kind of cheerful message saying,
Keep our roadways.
And it wouldn't be bad if it was
Beautiful.
something that was that size, maybe they'd post it in the library too.
yeah, I think that's a good idea. They're really supportive of all the stuff we do, so let's try it.
So you want something that's just 8.5 by 11?
I
Okay.
think it'd be okay if it just, we could put it on a little easel or something and
Yeah, we've got the.
Color printer,
Send
scan
it
it.
to the schools too, and have the teachers do an anti-littering thing with the
We should
students.
think of something that's catchy, like carry in, carry out, or.
That's good for hiking, but I'm not sure if that works on the roadway.
No, I mean
No,
another sort of,
yeah.
Something like
Oh,
that,
yeah,
like
that
something
would
like
catch.
that, yeah.
a little,
What did Lady Bird Johnson use for her anti-littering campaign? She had a slogan or two.
she did.
Every litter bit hurts. Every
Yeah,
litter
I
bit
think that
hurts.
was
Yeah.
what it was.
That
Yeah,
was-
I think and it worked too. It's- The
Steal that? Every little bit hurts?
Texas Department of Transportation just really put signs all over, and they started really, when she did that, and it worked. They just beat
People just
people
need to
into submission.
And in the meantime, be thinking about one for Nottingham, trying to think, what's the catch?
This sounds pretty good to me.
Keep Nottingham
Yeah.
beautiful, every little bit.
Every little bit hurts.
Actually, that would be great. Keep
Yeah, that
Nottingham
actually-
beautiful,
that
every
actually
little
sounds
bit
good to me.
hurts.
I like it.
Keep Nottingham. Beautiful.
It is beautiful too, so let's keep it that way.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we're back to roadside cleanup number 3.
I don't know my teaching schedule yet. It hasn't been confirmed.
I thought you were retired, Raylene.
Well, I know, I keep, one more semester. One more semester.
Hard to give it up.
Very good
One more
point.
semester.
By doing that, they'll never hire anybody.
My husband retired like 2.5 years ago. He works 4 days a week.
Well, he has his own office still.
Oh, yeah, well, that was
That
a
helps.
That was a benefit, and free parking.
Yeah.
So anyway,
All right, Sam, we're waiting on you.
And why don't you set a date that works
Yeah,
for
set a
you
date.
and
Pick a
we'll
date.
gather
Why
as
don't
many
you set a
people as
date
we
for
can.
you?
I'll be there, except the morning of the 21st. I have a eye appointment.
Nottingham senior lunch is that day too, so.
Yeah.
And the
that's
state
other thing.
primary is out because that's that's
The
prior to
13th.
Nottingham Day.
Yeah,
How about the 20th?
yeah, we can do the 20th,
Well, if you want,
Tuesday.
I was thinking the following week, because if you try to get people volunteering at Nottingham Day, the
That's
20th
true.
doesn't give them time, but if you give them another week.
Mhm.
Plan ahead, maybe the
plan
27th.
ahead, Join us on our,
Mm-hmm. That doesn't matter to me. What's your schedule look like?
27th might
empty
not be
right there.
bad.
27th is open.
We could try it and see what happens.
All right, here we go.
Let's
27th.
just put it down for the
do you want to do it on
27th.
the 27th?
See what happens.
I think I do
What
teach on
time did you do
Tuesdays.
that before? It's early.
Usually
I
8.
know I
9?
teach on
Oh,
Fridays.
9 a.m. is when we did the last one.
Yeah, it depends on Sam being able to pick up the equipment.
I can go in as early as 7 o'clock to pick up the equipment.
No,
there.
that's 7.
What would you like after drive time?
What day did you decide?
The 27th.
7th.
Okay.
Tuesday, September 27th.
So what do you want? You want 9 after drive time, or you want 8:30?
9 is 8:30 or 9, either one. It's fine with me.
8:30 is fine.
8:30. So far we have
8:30.
Sue, Sam,
That's
Liz.
it, like buses have all gone back
And
to, have gone to the school.
Possible, but it depends.
What happens
Cheryl,
in the
question
next
mark?
week?
Want to do it again? No, you're teaching.
And Raylene, you'll check in?
We appreciate it.
Yeah, I just have to wait until I get
Raylene?
a roadside pickup, that's what we're doing.
8:30.
Okay.
Good.
VRAP this weekend. Deb was on the list, and I don't know who else was. I had me down for question mark, but I can't do it Saturday or Sunday, so
She said she was planning on doing it Saturday.
Saturday.
And she said she could actually do it herself, but that's
8:30.
pretty difficult.
Yeah, 8:30 on the 27th.
And question mark.
I don't know.
And I'm gonna be at the family house, so
Yeah, and I
8,
have
13,
company, so I
14.
can't.
What days, what are we just talking?
That was
that's
Saturday.
this coming
Water.
weekend, the 13th, 14th.
Saturday, 13th to Saturday.
Doing what?
BRAP.
Water testing.
Water
River
testing.
Oh,
You can't do either day, Sam?
I can't do either day.
Because a Monday, might be possible.
I
What
can
day is
do
that?
Monday, or I could do Friday, but I can't do Saturday or Sunday.
Do you want to
This-
just
this
email
weekend.
her?
oh, this weekend. Oh, I can't do it this
I thought
weekend.
Monday was a good day to do it because nobody's going to the transfer station.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Recycling center. Dump.
Okay, I can
Email
her
her,
back.
okay,
I'll see what-
Sam.
It's awkward on Freeman Hall Road.
See if she'd be available.
That was pretty
She's
quiet.
hit-
It was
hit
nice
this
and quiet
weekend.
when we did it.
She might be around on Monday.
Monday testing.
Fridays and Saturdays.
And I'm gonna have the equipment, okay? Liz is gonna give me the equipment.
Yeah, and I apologize that I'm not fitting into this schedule this year, but whatever that one date that I was in and then it got switched, I can't do the rest of them.
I think I have another date, but I don't know when it
Yeah,
is.
you got the following, on the 27th, I
Yep.
think.
It's Raylene and Liz.
Oh, is it Liz or?
I'm not
Oh, I'm
doing.
sorry, no,
I
no,
don't
no,
have any
I'm looking
other
at the wrong
dates when
month.
I'm-
Sorry, Raylene and Celia.
Raylene is doing what?
Water testing on
On
the
when?
27th, 28th
Of August.
Yeah,
of
whatever-
August.
Whatever,
It's on my calendar at home.
date you wanna.
And then we've got
Who else
Kristen
is on
and
that day?
Ed.
Celia,
Celia.
Oh,
You still have her contact information, don't you?
Celia's,
Yeah, okay. And then Kristen
Kristen and Ed.
and
Yeah.
Ed for the first testing in September.
Is that the last one of the year?
No, the last one is the 24th, 25th, but that's not always one that gets done. Because oftentimes it conflicts with Nottingham Day and people just get really busy.
So question mark, September what, 27th?
24th,
24th.
25th. 24th is the Saturday.
That's in September though.
Right.
I'm gonna put Sam question mark for you
Oh, okay.
for this coming weekend,
Okay,
Sam.
I'll see if I can work something out with Deb.
Is she online when she goes up to Maine?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's good then.
I assume, I'm guessing that's where she was up there today because it's her anniversary.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Whose anniversary?
Deb and her husband.
Oh, today's my anniversary.
Rich, happy anniversary.
8/8. Thank you.
8/8.
Ed is out taking a walk by himself.
And it's my,
And here you are.
Romantic.
and it's my nephew's birthday, so.
Oh, gee, big
And it's
day.
Carl Schmotlach's birthday.
Oh, is it?
Schmotlach's birthday?
Oh, it is?
What a busy day.
Anyway, for the seniors, I might as well do this right now.
Yeah.
The seniors, senior lunch this next week is on the 16th, and it's being it's a bruncheon put together by the pioneers from the rec department.
So these are kids
August
who are putting
16th?
it together.
16th August.
It's Tuesday.
Middle school kids.
So senior lunch,
August
do you reserve through the rec department?
Yeah,
I have not reserved it.
16th.
And what time is that? Usually noon time?
that's at noon, yeah.
Yeah, sharp on the 16th.
Since-
But it also isn't,
Since many of us are, here are
Why
seniors.
didn't think they
when
did
is the
it during the
pancake
summer?
breakfast?
Well,
Is that the 13th?
they're actually putting it on, so it's not like a potluck.
Where is it here?
Yeah, yeah.
School.
Somewhere, yeah, probably in the.
In the kitchen
in the kitchen
sometimes.
area.
And the way that normally is?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. At noon?
At noon.
But isn't there a pancake breakfast up in the square?
That's
Breakfast
on
is-
Sunday, isn't it?
Yeah,
Saturday?
Saturday or Sunday.
Sunday,
What day?
Sunday.
Sunday the 14th.
Sunday before I get, okay.
What a busy little town.
August 4th.
Yeah, this time of year too, I think. August and
Oh, I couldn't do it
September.
on Saturday. You can do it on Sunday. It's Sunday.
Okay, I guess.
This must be
Next
Tuesday,
on my
right?
agenda is a review of the previous month's minutes. I mean, the minutes of previous meetings. We just still got the one, just the one.
Just the one.
That's the day we're
Just
meeting.
Okay.
Yay.
You have your own
I
copy?
have one.
Do ladies have copies?
I've got it.
No, but I did
Minutes?
look at it before, so.
Okay. And I
This
put
is
your
July 11th.
recommendations in there, Liz, except
you.
the thing about the details for assignments.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna be able to go to the Fernald event on the 28th. In
Yeah.
fact, I won't even be around to bring
Nor-
you refreshments.
Yeah, nor I. I can provide the,
Oh, okay.
the drinks, but I'll have to give them to
Yeah.
somebody.
So anyway,
Yeah,
I
we're
know I'm
supposed to
on,
bring drinks stuff at 2:00.
Yeah, we're gonna set up at 2, so people will be arriving probably a little before 3.
Bring our food.
yeah.
Yeah. We
I
will
won't
set
really
up-
have anything
Set
to
up
do.
table if we have to, and the
Yeah.
chairs. And
I think my stuff was juices.
I said
And I've
drinks, paper towels, and trash bags.
Isn't there something going on at the library that day?
There's a farmer's market.
No, I thought there was some big thing going on at the library, because I was thinking about the conflicts, but I think it's over at 3. What the heck was it? Anybody know?
Was this past Wednesday you're talking about?
I don't know. it
No,
seemed
on a
like there was-
Sunday.
I saw something from the library that was that same day.
Conflicting with the Fernald celebration.
The only problem we might have is if it's raining, they move the farmer's market inside the old town hall, and we may have to move here.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
I didn't think of that.
Oh, yeah.
I have a key to get in here, so it's.
But that, you have the list of donors or people that would have responded. Yes, no?
I don't have the list. The
Okay.
Forest
Still have
Society has the
Okay.
list.
And they canceled it because they forgot to notify some people, or they just didn't have.
They couldn't make it. The principals couldn't make it.
Oh, okay. Oh,
And
okay.
they said, we'll be unable to make that date.
So have another date.
They
Yeah.
had chosen 2 dates,
Right.
but the second date in August is the one that more family members can attend.
Oh, right.
So that was
That's
good.
good.
So,
That's better.
oh, so that's actually
Yes.
better then. Okay, all right. Just-
So I
just
don't remember, I think when, after the email had gone out, and I think I said chips or fruit, cherries, but I don't know if they'll still have cherries by that point.
That's right, I remember you saying cherries, yeah.
We'll see.
But fruit is always good, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I had Paul down for fruit.
Yeah, I had volunteered to do that. I
Did
was
you
gonna
Did
get
you
some
cross me off?
other stuff.
I just crossed your name off.
But I can
Yeah.
still have that assignment.
Yeah, okay.
Right.
I can just give it to somebody.
Okay.
And I also said that I would get a bouquet or something.
Yes.
I don't remember where it's from.
And Sue, were you unable to make the 28th?
Yeah, but that's our camping day.
It says library closed, but I don't see it on the calendar.
Okay.
I may have misread it.
So,
Gotta check with Deb, see if she is still gonna be able to make the 28th.
She should be, if she's,
She's got a lot going on with,
oh, I'm
yeah,
thinking
yeah.
September.
Yeah, probably school may be starting,
Yeah, I don't know what her school schedule is.
I don't know.
Once it starts, she'll be local.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, anyway, back to the minutes.
Paul, did you send out the link to the, where have all the insects gone?
Until August 10th?
yeah, I sent it out very shortly afterwards. I wonder though, I should go back and check, because I may not have been able to fit
This week?
all the people in the thing. So,
Because I don't remember seeing
To
it.
forward it? Yeah.
and I think I forwarded it afterwards to a couple of people, and I think it didn't. But I can re-forward it, that one. But it is Yale Forestry site has the breakdown of what the data was.
At 7 o'clock?
Thank you. Yeah, that would be good, because like I said, I haven't seen the email.
Okay.
Do, all that material that was for the planning board meeting, can that be resent?
If you go online, it was the May 25th minutes.
Okay.
And that is very detailed about what was discussed and the
Oh, yeah,
points
because
that
I
were
remember
made.
the
Yeah, so May
going through the
25th.
material, but I just,
And then our follow-up meetings is coming Wednesday.
Right, and then there was something that was sent out about the river, the streams and stuff.
Right.
Heavy easement.
I will not be at the meeting on Wednesday. I have a twilight meeting Wednesday night.
I thought, was that the regular meeting? that we're gonna do this?
Yeah, the regular meeting is on the 17th.
Oh,
So that's when we're meeting with them?
I'm sorry, what's today?
We're
No,
meeting
on the 10th.
aren't we?
This Wednesday
On the 10th.
10th.
is the joint meeting.
But if
So I have
you,
to put
if
that
you
in
want a
too.
refresher course as to what we discussed, we go online and look at the May 25th minutes for the Conservation Commission, because those are posted.
I was thinking.
And that's here with the
No,
planning
you know what
board.
it was, Sam? It was initially supposed to be the second meeting of the month in July,
Yeah, which was
which was the 27th. And that got postponed because they had like 4 public hearings,
Okay,
and we wouldn't have gone on until 10 o'clock at night.
okay, so,
Planning board on the 10th, at 7 PM.
That's correct.
Yeah, I might be able to make it.
like my other meeting goes.
Okay.
If I can add much.
Yeah, Kristen already said that she was not going to be able to
Yeah, not
make
gonna be
that.
able to do it.
Any, everybody reviewed the minutes of July 11th?
Yeah, I don't see anything jumping out at me.
Other than the volunteer resident was Ed Katowski rather than Ed Veal.
Right, but didn't I change that?
Yeah, you changed it.
This is the original.
Oh, that was
Yeah,
yours,
this is
yes.
the original.
Yeah, yeah. This had offered some edits.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this all seems accurate.
Liz, I'm going to pass this sheet over to you. I wonder if you might fill in a blank, a couple of blanks for me. This is contact information.
Sure. Gonna redo the list.
are you gonna resend that out?
I will, yeah.
Looks like Liz has some. Liz has some corrections, I think.
Revised edition of the minutes.
Oh.
You're mumbling, Sam, you have to speak up.
Oh,
Do you wish to
my
entertain a
wife
motion?
accuses me of that all the time.
I make a motion that we accept the July 11th, 2016 minutes as amended.
What were the amendments?
Well, the one that Liz did.
Well,
But
it's
then it
I-
was
I-
resent out correctly.
Correctly,
Okay.
Yeah,
so it should be fine.
should be fine. Yeah, second, I'll second the motion.
Seconded by Paul. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Anybody opposed?
No,
Anybody abstain?
I'm going to abstain.
One abstention. Okay. Oops. As far as current correspondence, not too much. This one, this was in my box, a note from Dawn, and it's interesting, and if we're interested in updating the little flyer on protecting Pawtuckaway Lake by providing buffer zones. I don't know if this was something that PLIA did.
Oh, that's actually been out for a while. It's nice, though. It needs to kind of be redistributed. It was something. You wouldn't mind passing it over now, just take a quick look at it. Haven't seen it for a while. They were trying to educate people in Nottingham, or people on the lake a few years ago.
Yeah, this contact information.
Yeah, this is
Yes,
from the
it's,
summer of 2007.
Wow.
They had done some work on a number of parcels, or a number of properties there, trying to install some best management practices with the permission of the homeowners.
Yeah.
There were a number of properties that had erosion problems, or they were concerned about fertilizer going into the
Yeah,
lake, et cetera.
nutrient-
So they worked with
nutrient
some
logging.
homeowners. Some of the ones that they had hoped would participate didn't.
Yeah.
So if you are on the lake, you'll still see some that were on the list of properties they had hoped would put in buffers, but never did.
So what did
Maybe
Dawn
worth
wish us to do?
Republishing that.
Well, she was,
New
wondered
people
if
on the lake.
the Conservation Commission would be
mindsets.
interested in
Would be good to
updating
do
this
it again.
if needed, and making it a little more specific to Nottingham residents.
Okay, but why don't you
Yeah.
just send her a note and just say that this came from PLIA, not CC.
Okay.
It's a good thing.
It's a good one, I think. Do you mind if I borrow this and make a copy of it? And have Ed, my husband Ed,
Yeah.
who's on the PLIA board, bring this up again, of maybe
Okay.
we should redo this. Because I know
Been
he
almost
was
10
thinking
years.
about putting something in their next newsletter.
Okay, what's that called right now? Protecting?
Protecting
Pawtucket Lake.
Pawtucket Lake by providing buffer zones. Yeah, he wanted to write something up about lake-friendly landscaping
It would be nice.
that would go in a newsletter, and this is something he could do and make available at the same time, perhaps. With permission. Lauren Chase Rowell was recommended, or she had a really nice book that she had worked on, but she also had mentioned her as having design services for.
Yeah. The landscaping
lakes.
at the water's edge is a cooperative extension program, and
Yeah, that's a great book.
That's a
Is it still
specific-
available, do you know, Cheryl?
I think so.
Okay.
And they're still doing programming, so there's programming available, so if at some point in time PLIA wants to bring in Kathy Neal or some of the other people to do a
Presentation?
presentation, that might not be a bad
Oh,
idea.
that would be great for the annual meeting, if not before.
Yeah. Good thought.
Okay.
So they are available to do that now.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay, the,
It's called
Kelly,
Landscaping at the Water's Edge Programming, and
Mm-hmm.
that can be requested, I think probably through Kathy Neal, but
okay, I've got a card from the New Hampshire SFI dash supplementation, SIC, it's the Implementation Committee, inviting us to a forestry and sawmill field day on September 23rd in New London. Runs from registration at 8:30 at Wheeler Hall on College's New London campus. Program begins at 9. Having a free lunch. After lunch, there'll be field tours of the Low Plain Forest and Durgan Crowell's Eastern White Pine Sawmill. The tours will conclude at 4 p.m. If anybody's interested.
Sounds like fun.
And
SFI Implementation Committee?
Yeah. And this, I think, let's see.
Go ahead.
And this came out of 54 Portsmouth Street in Concord, which is where the Forest Society office is. And on that same date, Tuesday, oh no, that was September, okay.
What does SFI stand for?
I don't know.
So many acronyms.
Forestry Institute.
Sustainable Forestry Initiative.
Oh, okay,
There we go.
there we go. So I was thinking of the same date, but there is, the New Hampshire Timber Owners Association sent out a flyer on a program they're having at the Bristol Public Library on Tuesday, August 23rd, from 4 to 8 p.m. On New Hampshire timber harvesting law.
I'd be interested in
Well,
that.
four-
What's the
four to
date
six-
then?
4 to 6,
What's the date on that?
August 23rd.
Can't make it.
Celia and I had gone to a forestry law workshop a number of years ago. It was more than 2 hours, but anyway, it was most of the day. It was very good.
Yeah, this one, 4 to 6, they're doing a tour of a recent timber harvest in Bristol. And then 6 to 8, the presentation on timber harvesting rules and regulations by Rick Evans, Doug Miner, and Linda Magoon. Timber tax law, timber harvesting law, and wetlands regulations. Linda Magoon's from DES, Wetlands Bureau. Rick Evans is from the Department of Revenue Administration. And Doug Miner is the New Hampshire Department of Resources and Economic Development Forest Ranger. Anybody's interested in that? That's coming up
Yeah.
the 23rd. I can't do it because I'm very well bored.
No, I'll be giving a presentation in Portland.
Did you want to
Maine,
move that
Oregon,
over?
or
Maine.
Tennessee?
Maine.
Or Connecticut. There is Portland, Connecticut, too.
Did you want to pass this over there?
Yeah, I
Sam?
can pass that over. My son travels to Portland, Tennessee. Occasionally.
This is August 23rd. The other thing was
This is
September.
September 23rd.
Correct. Okay.
For a minute, I thought they were the same day, but they're a month apart. I can't do this one because we got a board meeting. Friday. Oh, that's a possibility. I suppose. Get back.
This would be good for loggers to go to.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that. That's all I have for correspondence.
Oh, yay.
I have down
Susan
to
tells it
other.
like it is.
I have down to other on my list. Anybody have anything else?
Yeah, actually, I'm just gonna try to overview what progress, because I've been sort of carefully treading on trying to figure out how best to present this new documentary by Sue Reynard, a Canadian filmmaker, about, it's called The Messenger, and it's a documentary about neotropical migrants and the problems that they have, with a lot of recent research. But Sue Reynard is a filmmaker who's using these very sophisticated cameras to photograph images of flying birds in the night, and it's sort of telling the story about no place to come down. Basically, they're migrating. They hit a major city like New York with all these lights, and thousands, actually hundreds of thousands of them are killed. And it's sort of examining the whole decline in neotropical migrants, which is at this point greater than all the other declines, even more than the shorebirds that they're investing. But I have, Eric has taken the video to see, it's about an hour and a half. And after we show it, then try to answer questions on it. Kristen has agreed to help me answer questions and present it.
Who has them, sorry?
Kristen
Oh, Kristen,
Lamb.
yep.
Yeah, and which is really great because her schedule is so crazy. And she has I think she would do a really good job with attracting people so that some people would come and hear the message. And it's about an hour and a half long, and we're trying to figure out how to cut it into 2 segments. And it's kind of almost sensory overload because you're just seeing all these images, and there's a lot of new research presented, so I don't believe it's ever been shown in New Hampshire. And it really is an up-to-date treatment of what the problems are and what the mortality figures are. And I think it's beautifully filmed, so hopefully people would be concerned. It ties into the idea that some of the areas that we have in Nottingham, where Nottingham is beautiful. It's got a lot of habitat where the whole East Coast really does not. So what we have here is not only very large numbers of neotropical migrants, warblers, tanagers, flycatchers, vireos, all these things that are declining extremely fast. And we also supplement these habitats with Canadian migratory birds and Alaskan that come through here, and they're using our areas as staging because the next places they get to are so heavily developed that there's no place to come down. And there's no food because the insect declines are related to, you don't have as many insects in an urban area. So I just think it's a good thing, and I'm pleased that Eric has agreed to help us set a date for it. And so Kristen and I will try to come up with a date and hope.
And Eric?
Eric Stern, the librarian.
Okay.
He's the one that got the video so we could see it
I
on.
wonder how you could really publicize this.
Well, that's kind of the thing, and I think what.
Who would have thought about this you're talking about it. And
Right.
somehow it's like, holy cow, I hadn't.
Yeah, it's actually a prize-winning documentary, and I found out about it, I want to say in June. And then I tried to look at the video on the thing, but it was not released yet. And it ties into a lot of research, and at the end of it is a thing about how the film was made. But to go back to the photography, they photograph these warblers in a wind tunnel, and it's all black in there. And these cameras take all of these pictures, 20 times more pictures, so that you can actually see what the birds are doing. Because it happens so fast, you can't really see it. And as it goes through, it tells this story through different researchers that are piecing together the problems. And
What's the name of the
it's called The Messenger.
The Messenger.
And the idea is that these songbirds are like the canary in the thing, telling us about declines in insects and declines in places that are animal friendly. And these are long distance migrants. So it was actually co-sponsored by Canadian conservation groups and a consortium of US research groups, and also other conservation groups, Partners in Flight, that extended into Central America. So everybody's invested in it. And at the end, there's how the film was made. So what we're trying to do is to break it into 2 significant parts. 2 of the stories that are in the beginning, probably about 30 minutes. And then those are some of the most interesting ones about the New York City lights and the mortality. and then we'll take a short break and try to let people sort of digest part of it, and then we'll start a second thing, which would be 2 of the clips near the end. And we may skip some of it, but then we'll try to answer questions. And it is kind of overwhelming and negative, but it's just, we have to put it out there. And I'm hoping Kristen and I can make a case that, you know, we have such a good conservation record here because of the support from these land trusts. And we're able to sort of point to this and say, this is something that's going on not only here, but much faster everywhere else. So maybe get some efforts to support research and try to involve some people. I have a couple of people I'd like to involve in efforts to document how much biodiversity is in one preserve, say the Fernald Preserve. It's about 100 acres, but you have this huge diversity that's not normally, because the habitat is really quality habitat and it's close to. So that's the idea, and hopefully Kristen and I can do this, I think sometime in the end of September. And then the film would, you know, anybody that wanted to take the film out again and see the other parts of it could do that.
The library owns it now, right?
The library owns it. Eric accepted my suggestion, and I offered to pay for it because I thought, you know, this is a documentary that is a really good one, and it's beautifully photographed, and it tells a good story.
Did you say you were going down to the Guadalupe Mountains about the end of September?
Yeah,
So
that's
that was
another thing that just started. I came
It's in
back.
Arizona, right?
No, the Guadalupe Mountains is in West Texas, the highest mountains
Oh,
in
okay.
Texas. It's near the New Mexico border,
New Mexico.
right next to Carlsbad Caverns. And we're doing some biodiversity stuff there with Chris Sheridan, who's a photographer. And
I was just wondering if the end of September was the best time. I was thinking maybe
yeah,
more in October would be.
yeah,
when
that's
you came back.
that's actually one of the things that Kristen and I are talking about. What bar graphs show, because they have all this technology now. If you consider early October is a high peak of migration, but actually it's for hawks and shorebirds as well, and they migrate later. Most of these songbirds are going to clear out of here by the end of September. And so if we do anything promoting them, we can talk about it later, but it's probably not going to be, we're not going to really be able to show them much. But the idea is to get the ideas up front and then maybe do some kind of program in the spring when they come back. And
You're thinking about doing something in the school?
yeah, that would be something that I think would hopefully come out of this, is that the teachers would then be interested in this new documentary. They could use it, we could provide other information, because I think this information is all new, and there are some really comprehensive studies that came out in July that indicated that these migrants are down more than any other group of birds, which some ornithologists have been saying for a long time, that this is a food and resource problem, where if you need this much food to get from point A to point B and there's no stopover in the middle, you're going to have declines. And then when they come back, fewer of them come back. And what some of the data shows in this thing is that, you know, we now have much more information because of transmitters, so we're putting transmitters, but that's actually exacerbating part of the problem, because they're migrating over the open ocean and trying to avoid predators, but with a 30-pound backpack, it's harder to fly, so you're not able to outfly the peregrine falcon that's just a little bit faster than you because
We're
you're
actually
loaded.
making them fodder.
Yeah. Yeah. So some of the transmitters disappear and they, they assume that, but anyway, it's all part of a story, and part of this story is told from the perspective of land changes. So I thought it would be a really good thing to get. And if we could do something in the schools, that would be great too. I'd like to do that. I know you're doing something in the schools anyway, aren't you?
I'm just substituting.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not doing anything other than that.
What did you think of the film? Did you think it was suitable for, it's hard for children.
I think it would be difficult for younger people.
Yeah,
With they can only concentrate so long on any one topic.
absolutely.
So it would need to be,
It's more for adults.
yeah, it really is more for adults. Juniors,
And
seniors
teachers.
maybe,
Yeah.
but not freshmen, sophomores.
Right.
And teachers as
Right.
well.
Yeah.
But
I
I like
wonder if
your,
there isn't some way you could just pull out, if it's done by story, there's some way of just pulling out clips of it.
well, they could do that in the classroom too.
Yeah, they could do that in the classroom. It's
Well, so you said you don't think that this has been shown in New Hampshire. Another thought in terms of a venue, which doesn't have anything really to do with us,
right.
is Red River Theater in
Yeah.
Concord, because they often hold a lot of documentaries and have discussions after those documentaries.
Yeah, this would be the best place, I think. Portland, I believe, had a showing of this. And they had some people from the Sierra Club who sponsored it. And they showed this, and they broke it into 2 parts, because they said it was too long for people to sit through. But
It might be worth contacting Red River and maybe working with New Hampshire. Audubon's co-sponsored some of those at Red River,
yeah,
and they're usually well-attended. I've
yeah,
attended a few of
I
them.
think this would be well attended, partially because it's just so beautifully photographed. And it's so well documented when you see these people sort of working. And a lot of the people I know are long-term researchers, and they've been studying these issues for a long, long time. And there's been some back and forth about, maybe it's climate change, maybe it's this, and so it never really, but this may be the first time that the message has really targeted
Stuff put together.
land changes and land use.
Mhm.
So I think it's,
For so many years, we've been hearing that it's loss of habitat in South and Central America that's causing these declines.
well, this was
But now
a
it's
sore,
closer to home.
yeah, it was always a sore issue because the North Americans really sort of focused on Central America. These were countries that were lower income, and they didn't really have a choice. They had to make a little farm. And so they were looking at making their lives better. And when all this research from Fish and Wildlife went there were a lot of people within the ornithology community that said, no, this is going on in a wide range, even in Canada, where large areas are being cleared around major cities, and they're now like New York.
Yeah, deserts.
And so it's some of the people are connected to Cornell, and you'll notice the credits at the edge. And now the computer data shows more information than probably has been. And then you have thousands of ornithologists who love to do this stuff and put all the data into whatever. And what that data shows is these huge movements. And it shows happening incredibly fast. And it's showing the declines more clearly so that you can't really, everybody has to agree. That's why Central America signed on to it. And Canada did too, because they all felt. And some of the issues in Canada, in northwest Canada, in Saskatchewan, are huge sections of grassland and prairie that are up there are being converted into agriculture. And near the end, you saw that section on Saskatchewan and that researcher. And she was saying, okay, here's what my data shows. And the same data shows in Europe, huge sections of Europe.
I think it would be really nice whenever it is shown, if you have some data, specific data, say from your inventory there at the frontal property,
Right.
what the
I-
species are.
I actually tried to get that
personalize
together,
it for
yeah.
people, so
I
that they
think it's
feel like.
also important, rather than just gloom and doom,
Yeah.
that Nottingham provides an oasis for these very special.
And I think
migrants.
that's why I'm
How do
really
we
happy
keep
that
that?
Kristen has signed
Cherish,
on,
yeah.
because I think it's a very good point to sort of suggest that Nottingham is in this enviable position, and the collection of data will help us show that, just from a number of circumstances, we have more open space, we have more healthy open space, and if we value it, we can be a good part of the story.
How do we keep
So,
that
Yeah, I
valuable
like that
open
message.
space?
and, too much negativity is why I showed you the film, because that's what people
Oh, I
hear.
just read about the New York Times today on climate change. It was like, holy.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that are still very much debating climate change, and there's also people that are sort of saying climate change is everything, but it really is only part of. And so Nottingham is a good illustration. If you can document a property that has 140 species of birds on it, and there's very few shorebirds because it's not quite the right habitat. But when you look at these neotropical migrants from all over Central and South America, it's huge numbers of individuals, and they're successfully breeding. So I will try to put together something, just with the idea, and I think the number of easements that you have and the number of things you have in the works, this is really a good chance to sort of
Get more people to
say,
be thinking easements.
if you can get more people, which Nottingham is in that somewhat enviable position, to see the message, you can count on Sam to jump in there and do whatever. But maybe the land trust too, when we get the film, then we can sort of see what they think is a good idea to do with it.
Just on another positive note, we have 2 bat houses at our house, and the recent count that we've done is 19.
Nice.
I can count them. We've got them. We have in the front of our barn,
Yeah,
up over the barn door.
yeah, we
Lots
can.
of droppings on
Yeah.
the ground.
You just have to watch them come out.
You
at
just
night.
have to watch them come out. Lauren and I did it the other day. We had 35 big brown bats.
And down back.
So I'm not sure which ones they are, because I'm
Bigs,
not,
not littles.
No, big brown bats.
Bigs.
She's got a few little, but the babies, a couple of the babies came out and fell down. So we don't know if there's something wrong with some of them. They're not making it. I think the drought had a little hurt on them, but.
Yeah.
well,
Enough
this,
to
the
eat.
2, not this past Saturday, the Saturday before,
Mm.
as I left the house to go to the recycling center, I was making too much noise, I guess, and they were squeaking.
Yeah,
And so I looked up, and one was hanging out,
yeah.
and went like that to me.
They're not the cutest.
And then when I came back, Charlene said, "You got to see this."
Yeah,
And so I grabbed the binoculars and looked at them, and
Yeah,
they
did
were double stacked up all at the bottom
Yeah,
because it was
that's-
so hot,
yeah,
and they were getting air, and they were just all double stacked up. And
Yeah.
so they've switched. The other night they switched. None came out the bat house over the cellar door, but they moved to the other bat house. And I just happened to walk out in the front yard, and then it was like,
yeah, they were just whizzing out of there. Yeah,
They
that's
do
what
like
I
it
was
hot, though.
yeah, but it
But
was.
not
I mean, it
toasty,
was
yeah.
really.
Yeah,
How
That-
high off the ground have you sighted these?
They're at our peak, which is about 27 feet.
yeah,
And
ours
then-
is lower
And
than
then the other
that.
one is literally,
Getting ready to sight some, so.
the other one is also faces the same direction. These face southeast. Probably, yeah, southeast. And so it gets a lot of sun during the day on both of them, but the second one, there's another roof below it, only about probably 8 feet below it. So they're using
Yeah.
both of them, but that's great. So I don't know whether they're little browns or big browns or.
Yeah,
No idea.
they had a study site at VU, I guess, there at Lawrence, and there's a little, at the top of the peak, they've got a point where they go back into the hollow area back in the barn, and they've been able, but she's got some bat houses too, which have little brown bats, but,
Yeah,
They're all
I'm
brown.
wondering if these are little brown bats, just because the bat houses.
it's the more common, it's the more
Yeah, you can
common.
tell, the big ones are big.
Yeah, they're
You know,
big.
these aren't, they're about,
Yeah, those are little browns,
probably
yeah.
about that big. Although at times we have seen two different sizes,
Mm.
pretty significant different sizes, but.
We could do something on that, because I think it does tie into this whole thing. I mean, some of the bats, of course, are migratory, so they are gonna migrate, and, but I think that the story is the same, really, for some of these bats, because they have to do this, annual migration, to get away from either hibernate or move much further south to caves. So we could do a walk maybe sometime and keep it on the back burner as something to do that would be
You can-
a fun activity.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
As
Maybe,
far as the date
Mark.
goes, I know we were talking about the end of September. I'm
yeah,
just looking at like my calendar and probably a lot of people's calendars. Maybe October would be, early October really would
that's
be.
what Eric seemed to say, but I've been sort of working on this since June, and I'm feeling like now it's starting to go, so I'm almost wanting to get it. It's now early August, really, so I'm thinking, I don't really want to delay. I'd like to just go ahead with the momentum. And
Right.
I think then what we could do
So
is,
important a topic that it seems like if it gets crunched in there with too many things on people's calendars, I don't just mean us, but I
well,
mean,
they have so many
The back to
programs
school.
at the library right now, and Eric's doing a great job. But a lot of programs for children and a lot of things going on. So I think what he was saying is late September's the earliest they could do it.
yeah.
Mhm.
So, but Kristen and I both think, well, if we could maybe squeeze in to the third week of September, that would be better for us.
Might be better.
But if
for you.
there are too many things going on,
You-
people,
Yeah.
It's a different group, and some of the people that were at Lauren's class would be people that she knows that live in Nottingham, and they might not be going to these other ones. But Bear Paw people that are tied into the bear might go to this. So even if we get a marginal number, that is to say, if we got 20 or 25 people, I think then it would be a good, and I think Kristen is probably
We
the
don't
best.
really want any more than that at the
Yeah.
library.
So are you looking at the last week, Paul, or that third week?
The third week, because he's not going
Third
to be
week,
there.
if we can do it. And I'm just waiting on Kristen to view the video and see if we can do it. And then I think we could say, okay, let's go with the third week and get an okay from Eric to do it. And just say, okay, this is a different audience, and it won't interfere with whatever you're doing. And if people are on the Conservation Commission and would be willing to come to this, that would also help the, public's attention. And we'll just try to do it and let you know by email as soon as we get it firmed up, and hope maybe you can make it.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So, that's all I can think of.
Anybody else have anything?
I just, just a little, thing about our meeting, our co-meeting with, the planning board. I was researching some streams that aren't named here in Nottingham, and I talked with John Fernald today. I'd left this little map with him, asking if he knew of any local names of these little streams, and he said even though they're on the map, they're nothing more than swamp areas. There really is nothing recognizable as a stream. So you've got Little River coming out of Mendham's, and from that, there's a little flowage that goes down into Cyrus Pond and Langley Pond, and then Cedar Waters, but most of that's just swamp with some open waters, and then the first named brook is the Peaporage Brook that comes out of Cedar Waters, which used to be known as Peaporage Pond. So that clears that up anyway. And we do have a list that we put together. I think I typed it up quickly, but I didn't put in what sub-watersheds they belong to. Were you going to check with?
I have not been able to do that.
Yeah, right out straight. But at least we can give them a progress report. And then ask them also, do they have any priorities with the list that we discussed with them? And what a reasonable timetable would be. We talked about dark skies. I think that was a significant one that everybody thought would be good for Nottingham to enforce. But off the top of my head, I don't remember the others. I'll be reviewing the May 25th minutes to refresh my memory too. And that's at 7 o'clock.
I guess I may be a little late to that.
Yes, do you have another meeting?
Yeah.
We're convening, the planning board joint meeting starts at 7.
Yes, I'm assuming so, because I haven't seen the agenda yet. The agenda usually comes out on Tuesday, gets emailed to us, but you might have a quicker opportunity if you just go and look at the town webpage and go onto the planning board site and see what they have posted for an agenda.
Okay.
It's supposed to be at 7 o'clock. I haven't seen anything else.
Yeah, okay. There's a
Come through.
possibility they may have something else at the first part before they,
Right.
okay.
Yeah, I can contact Joanna tomorrow and then just get information out to you.
Okay. Because I'll be coming from Lee.
Okay. Did you
Okay.
have anything else?
So I just had a quick question. I'm looking at that list of rivers now, and you have North River, third order to North River Lake, and then downstream is classified as fourth and fifth order?
Yes, that was on one of the maps we looked at. And that was something that Liz was gonna check with Stratford Regional.
Yeah, because fourth,
About-
I didn't think the fourth order started until about Macri's property.
That's what I was thinking too.
But we got that off a map somewhere.
That they had produced, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
Stratford
includes-
Regional,
Yeah.
Okay, so,
including
so
the
it's,
Pawtuckaway River.
so
not
it's
Pawtuckaway,
a
but-
fourth order from the lake then?
Yes, apparently they count the lake as third order or whatever.
Okay.
And maybe the Little River would be for the same reason,
Might be.
coming from Mendham's.
Okay. Anybody else have anything else they want to bring
No.
up?
I make a motion, we adjourn?
A second?
Motion to adjourn at about 8:23.
That's pretty good.
All those- All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Anybody opposed?
6 up.
What do you think?